In this presentation, we're going to talk about Assignment 1 in Educational Transformation. Assignment 1 is an essay worth out of 50. It has two parts. Here is the criteria that you'll see in the learning guide. This assignment requires you to report on a significant personal learning experience and interpret it through reference to transformative learning theory. Now you can see those notes that follow. They're worth reading through several times, but I'll go through some of the main points. So there are two things involved. There's firstly a significant personal learning experience. There's secondly your interpretation of it through reference to transformative learning theory. So you're required to tell the story and reflect upon the story. And in the process of reflecting upon the story, utilise those aspects of theory that you've been introduced to in this semester that best help you to think about your own learning experience. So, for example, are you interested in Meziro's approach, his thinking about this process? Or perhaps the way some other writers have taken this theory, have talked about it through in relation to creativity or dreams or emotion or individuation. Which of these other writers or which of these writers interests you and helps you to understand this work in the best way? There's a number of key points. The aim is not for you to document your transformative learning experience. The aim is for you to discuss how learning has changed the way you encounter the world. So this is not a hairy-chested discussion of how you've had this experience, but it's a discussion of how this way of thinking, of this learning, has changed the way you encounter the world. Now you might, in writing about this, discover that the term perspective transformation is a more appropriate or more accurate term for you to use than transformative learning. This might be the case for more students, or the majority of students. The term perspective transformation is very powerful. If you're using the term perspective transformation, you need to understand what it means, the distinction between perspective transformation and transformative learning. Now, how has your learning been changed by your experience? How has the way you encounter the world been changed by the way you have learnt? That's the key issue. In your essay, you should give equal attention to the learning, the story of learning, and the analysis. So they should take about the same amount of sort of space of the essay, roundabout. You could, to write about one and neglect the other will not meet requirements, so you will not get a good mark if you write only the story, which is a tendency that some people have. They get carried away by the story and they neglect the theory. You'll find almost inevitably that you'll write in the first person, that it is your story about your learning. Therefore, you'll say, I did this or I did that. You can present the essay in two parts, that is, first part the story, second part the analysis, or you can mix these, mingle them, to achieve the effect that you're seeking. The recommended word count of 2,000 is a guide rather than a strict requirement. We won't be counting your words. However, it would be unwise for you to go too far above or under that recommended count, and you need to use the APA style guideline for all citations and references. If you don't know about that guideline, you need to get it from the library and utilise it. These are the assessment criteria. We're looking for an effective description of personal experience and an effective argument for why the experience is transformative. We're looking at effective reference to transformative learning theory and practice via readings and articles. We're looking at the strength of your written communication. We're looking at the work being presented professionally, clear academic writing within word limit, and using APA referencing correctly. Final points. This assignment is a learning process in this unit. It's not just for assessment purposes. We are of the opinion that doing this assignment will help you considerably to understand the subject matter. It will take you into why this subject matter helps you to understand your experience. It will help you to read, research, think about, write about, and synthesize your learning, your understanding of this transformative learning theory. And very importantly, the story you tell is told in confidence. It is a story that will not be shared with others without your agreement. So it's your story, will not be accessed by others. There may be occasions where we ask to show it to others, but we won't show it to others without asking you, without getting your agreement. All right, that's assignment 1. It will be discussed more in tutorials.